All right, test, see if you guys can hear me. Let me know in the chat. We'll get this thing going. I'm having to redo all my setups because it was all set up for Pixel last week, so we're gonna try to get it going and go from there. How are you guys doing? What's up, Sean? All right, I'm gonna turn the audio on the music down just a hair. Really need to get like an audio mixer. I think that should be good. All right, welcome to the weekly Well Watch. It's your dude Runner. Doing the Rainbow Trends Well Watch stream. We do this every Thursday. We hang out here for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then we head over to the Discord and then we do a weekly roundtable. If you guys haven't ever joined one of those, it's friggin' awesome. It's not just me sharing charts, it's all the OGs and friends and fam, or even the new people asking questions, sharing ideas. It's a really, really good time. And if you have any ideas or want to know why my charts look like rainbows instead of black and white, it's all the info's on the website, and you guys can check out everything there. And shout out to all the new people who've signed up and joined our Discord group. It's been fun. But if you are interested in getting 10% off, and if you have seen the Coinbase issues we've been walking through and making fun of this past week, I'm getting really fed up with Coinbase personally, but becoming more and more of a cracking guy. But anyway, let's get started. You guys know the drill. We're going to talk about something that's not related to crypto at all, or stocks. So you guys remember back a few months ago, I did a trip down to the beach with the fam, and we actually got to see the space rocket launch from SpaceX's facility, and it was amazing. And one of the things I kept trying to tell people is the launch is cool, but it is downright disturbing to see the reentry. Not necessarily the chopstick stuff. That's cool where they catch it in the tower, but the return entry is flat out disturbing because it's one of the fastest things I've ever seen fly through the sky. It's absolutely shocking. And this actually kind of shows it on the recent one they did. So I wanted to show this because it's just so cool. That's sick. It's super loud too. That's so cool. Good morning, RJ. So anyway, that's super sick. And it's not super related to this week's stream, but it's related to a stream a few months ago. So we'll tie that in. You guys saw the title of the stream. This is totally the inauguration starting line. We have a new president on board, and there's always been the question, like, hey, what's he going to do? Is he going to hit the ground running? Is he going to be really pro-crypto? Was it all talk? Will he walk? Would he, walk the walk? Will he meet his promises? Who really knows? Like I said, we found out some of that this week. It's actually been crazy. First things out the first. We got Ross freed, which I wasn't so 100% confident this was going to happen. I was kind of hoping for it. I haven't been real deep into the Ross trenches for a long time, but I know my good friend Dime has. It's been for a long time. And Dime posted this. This is an actual letter he got from Ross. Assuming when he was in jail. Yeah, 2015, because he's been in jail for almost like a decade or so. And he actually got this frame, which is really cool. But it's the community's been supporting this dude forever, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever to see a mom actually pull this off and get this dude out of jail. They threw like 3 life sentences at him. And second day in office, I believe. Trump got the pardon out the door and got him out, which is just crazy. It, crazier turn of events. Had that one rally gone differently, we may not have actually got to see this guy walk out with his house plant. So anyway, shout out Ross, shout out Dime. But the one thing which has no intrinsic value, I have thoroughly... Oh, yeah, by the way, it's been freezing as well. Like, this week's been crazy. We got the inauguration. We got Ross freed. We got beaches snowing. My house luckily made it through this storm because the houses where I'm at are not set up for this at all. But it's crazy to see people, like, snowboarding on beaches and stuff. It's pretty cool. But what I was going to say, I have thoroughly been enjoying the memes. A lot of them have been focused on Barron Trump since we don't get to see him too much, and he's like 6'7". But I love this one. My wife did not like this one so much, but it's when I told my wife that I loaded the dishwasher. Standing ovations. Another one. If you guys didn't know, it's Malifestro and myself got doxxed this week. If you can tell, I'm going to be the F-Maxi in this video, and Calm and Cool Malifestro, balls deep, and Solana is going to be the one on the right. So, shout out Mally. And I saw this one today, which is just great. They're doing the Trump or the Barron giant Photoshop. So anyway, serious note. Let's get serious here. Let's get serious. Let's go back to the charts. What we're here for. This is what the whale watches are really about. It's about chasing whales, checking the market, see what's all about, looking at rainbow theory, right? See what all this stuff is about. Senator Cynthia Loomis set the internet on fire this week, saying something's big coming at 10 p.m. Eastern time, and she said it with a big old B, with the dollar sign symbol, the big Bitcoin symbol, and it looked like we were potentially going to get the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve today. It's really not what's going on because the Strategic Reserve type of stuff has to go through all these committees and stuff in Congress, but she sure was hinting at it, and the whole world went nuts. Bitcoin went nuts to the news, and then we find out it was a nomination thing, and it had nothing to do with the actual bill. So whatever, blew up the internet, and I just realized I'm not following CZ, so my apologies, CZ. I just fixed that. But with that being said, CZ piped in and basically says Bitcoin U.S. Strategic Reserve is pretty much a shoe-in. It's just a matter of time for this to happen. So I think, honestly, I kept telling you guys, like, we have to let the dust settle. We have to get the student in office. Then we have to see what he's actually going to do. Is he going to, you never know. You never know how a candidate's going to turn out. And the dude's gone hog wild, and it's been insane. Today, this was actually from the Davos summit thing they had today. Let me kill the audio for the music and try to crank this up on the desktop audio. Check this out. This was today. And the markets moved accordingly as soon as he said this.
Make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto.
So we haven't heard him say crypto yet, and he finally did today. And that kind of got markets to wake up because they're dying to see what he's going to do. In all honesty, I think the funniest thing would be if he just kept launching tokens and like never mentioned crypto. I saw some tweets on that, and I thought, that's pretty funny. But in all seriousness, he's second day in, freed Ross. A few days past that, he's actually mentioning this at the saying that he's telling Davos that U.S. is going to be the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto. He's really vested in getting AI built here. It's as we should. I'll just put it that way. He also went ahead and released the JFK, Robert Kennedy, and MLK files, which is that's gonna keep 4chan busy for a few weeks. Needless to say, I'm really interested to see what this stuff, how this is going to be delivered, when it's going to be delivered. Maybe it's all on the internet and I just don't know. I haven't got to look into this. It's been a crazy week, to say the least. I know you Northerners laugh, but where I'm from, snow and ice are quite an issue. But anyway, before we move on, quick reminder, we do this for free. I don't put any ads on any of these streams or YouTubes. So any likes, comments, subscribes, follows would be much appreciated. I hope you guys enjoy the stuff. And if you have any suggestions or have any comments, let me know. I'd love to integrate other stuff into the stream if you guys see a need for it. But the one thing that did come through today, it was not a Bitcoin strategic reserve. It wasn't. But he did sign an executive order today saying that we need to develop a national digital asset stockpile. I'm not really sure what that means, but it sounds kind of cool. I think at the minimum, it's going to mean that the government's not going to sell off what they have in their wallet. They have hundreds of millions of dollars of crypto that they've received in different forms or manners, whether that's however it goes. But they have a bunch of stuff. They even have $1 million of FTT. So shout out SBF who didn't get that pardon. Speaking of that, side note, this isn't in the script. I was a little worried Biden was going to drop an SBF pardon last minute, and fingers crossed that didn't come through. So thankful for that one, because I was sweating bullets for a little bit because it was a lot of work to put that dude behind bars who definitely deserved it. But anyway, we got a stockpile, whatever that means. Maybe we're going to weaponize stuff, because the only time I've heard of stockpiles is like with ammunitions and arms. But anyway, the other thing that happened today, Trump to hold a call with the president of El Salvador, the pro-crypto South American presidente. So, like, I'm going through a ton of news, but dude, guys, I'm only hitting like a little blip of it, because it's been nuts. And I'm just trying to get the high levels, because if you haven't noticed, the market has been chopping like crazy, as it pretty much should. We are in uncharted territories. We've never had a pro-crypto president. We've never had stuff like this. Gary Gensler is out. Trump is having calls with Jerome Powell and leaning on him on interest rates. There's a lot of stuff going on. And you know, crypto can pump and dump in seconds. This stuff kind of matters. So another one, this is kind of cool. If you guys don't remember MBS, the Saudi crown prince, he wasn't on good terms with Biden. This is the one that he famously didn't shake his hand when they met. And it kind of blew up. And I understand people's policies, critiques, etc. But regardless, this is big funds. There's no other way to put it, and it's looking like they're going to be starting off on a good relationship. So that this is positive. I really like the Saudis, and I like to see that. We'll see where that goes. And people are losing their mind. We are 13 minutes into the stream, and we're finally looking at a rainbow chart, right? Down here's my Binance versus Coinbase premium chart. I kind of watch this because we tend to go into price discovery when Coinbase is at a premium. So I keep an eye on it. And right now it's just been flipping, but hopefully we get a sustained one. But long story short, everybody is losing their minds right now over this range. And it's not a super clean setup. I definitely think, before I go any further, the stream is intended to be used for educational purposes only. It's not intended to be used as financial advice. Even if you were to mistake this for financial advice, this is clearly an art stream. I personally think this is reaccumulation. It's my thoughts. And I don't have it perfectly here, but you guys know the Wyckoff charts. I've covered it a bunch of times. We've nailed a bunch of stuff. Creek jumps. I see even people calling creek jumps here. But guys, the way creek jumps work, they don't happen a lot. You typically get one per range, so you don't see them on multiple time frames. You pretty much just get the one. But it's starting to look like this could be the SOS. Give me a second. I actually want to get the schematic. I thought I had it on this chart. And remember, I look at stuff kind of from a rainbow theory perspective. I look at it as kind of like a hybrid thing. Reaccumulation and accumulation charts, it's the same thing to me. I've been told many times I can't see Wyckoff, so shoot me. I don't care. Roast me in the comments. Standard Wyckoff chart. There you go. Right? I got a good feeling that was the spring. And that whale print that they defended it with, I'm pretty sure that's what that was. Fairly confident. Now, mind you, I'm really kind of like backing off and not reading into TA as much because I don't think TA matters when the president of the United States is dropping meme coins on Solana. I get a little off the reads at that point, but that's just me being truthful with you guys. But with that being said, we have the inauguration. You can see that we are just completely bouncing through this range. If you zoom out a few months, which nobody does on crypto Twitter, we all look at the 1 minute charts. It's pretty easy to identify your highs and lows here, and we have a range forming. You can argue all you want. It's one of two things. We've gone sideways enough to say it's either accumulation or distribution. There's no other real option there. They're either buying and ready to move up, or they're selling and moving to go down. People write books about this, whole careers over these squiggles, right? This is coming from a guy who has a career with rainbows and subsea engineering. But regardless, the point is, we definitely have a range here. And once again, we're dealing with a chart that's not ideal. I say ideal, it's not textbook. Even the Wyckoff textbook stuff, people catch it in hindsight. They typically don't catch it in the moment. So keep that in mind. Don't beat yourself up. Even this one that we did for 10 months was an absolute monster with 3 creek jumps, with the last one technically being like a capitulation knife catch. It took every ounce of like rainbow theory and whale hunting we had with the group to like navigate that. So shout out to all the dudes who grinded that one out. And we've been trying to figure this one out. And now we kind of have enough data to really see what it is. When you're on the first, so this is a big thing with like Wyckoff. People look for like the specific things in the moment. Stuff's not so perfect. Hey, there's the old chart. Thought I had it on here. The point is, you should look at this in stages. Is my accumulation or just... So you're looking for, am I in accumulation, am I in distribution? It's one of those two, right? The difference is not much. They are designed to fake you out. They're designed to tug at your heartstrings, liquidate your wallets. The whales want you to buy high and sell lows, and they're very good at manipulating you into doing that. Thank God we have colors and like some of the algorithms that we could kind of try to make sense of this and some of the schematics, as well as like Twitter, the Discord, learning from the greatest, right? And I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to the OGs who've taught me a bunch of stuff, and I've been fortunate enough to come along for the ride and assist with building some of these tools and stuff that they use. The point is I think a lot of people misread Wyckoff. I say, shocker, right? I'd say 99% of the people do it. Frankly, there's probably only two people I think in this world can read it, in honesty, that I trust. But regardless, people focus on all this aspects and stuff, and usually what happens is price gets over here, and then they start posting about this stuff that happened like a week ago. Lo and behold, they'll try to make you feel like you were dumb for not longing the spring when they actually didn't take a position. This stuff's really hard to see in the moment. And for me, with like rainbow stuff, as well as like the Wyckoff schematics, I can, if it's violent enough, I can see the preliminary support in the SC with rainbows. Really, really easy on distribution or on accumulation. It's violent, really violent. We dive down, we get really cool colors, and I get that nice automatic reaction, which you see me like start talking about like piggybacks and like death wicks and stuff like that. Then we start going through the boring kind of mid-range. But the thing I want you to guys really take a point of is these vertical dash lines. Most people ignore these things, and they look for the little aspects. And what you really need to start figuring out is check out the range. It's really, really clear that... Sorry, Melly, turned your pivots off. It's really clear that there's like starting to form like a support and a resistance. Like if we really dumb this thing down, right? If I just draw big old blocks, I tend to draw littler ones and kind of piece it together. But if we really go like that, that's really your support and resistance, right? And if you're bouncing between support and resistance for an extended period of time, ding, 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 you're in accumulation or you're in distribution. One of the two. Keep it simple. If you overcomplicate this stuff, you're just kind of LARPing on Twitter and you're not really posting up what's really happening in real life or trading this stuff. The amount of people that can trade springs versus the people that actually talk about springs, 10 to 1. So the key is, the big key is, are these vertical lines that no one talks about. They call them stages, whatever. The way I look at it and the way I think I would recommend people study, it's time. This stuff takes time. They have to distribute over time. They have to accumulate over time. And I look at it as like the first 25% of the range, like 50, 75% of the range. And then this is the last 25% of the range. Once SOS breaks, I consider it done. So from here, this is the last 25%. This is the big bulk of the 50% of the range. And this is the first 25. The first 25 on accumulation, it's really easy. Distribution, it's kind of harder because it's colors fading as they go into it. On distribution, when it's going down, accumulation, when it's coming down, it's really, really violent. Here, it's slowing when they come up. Subtle difference, but I'm just telling you, it's hard. Shocker. That's why you're listening to me right now, I guess, right? Like, it's a Thursday. You're tuned into a rainbow cow, right? The point is, focus on the timing. You're going to get euphoric as hell here, which is that mid-range kind of hump, and this forms your creek. I kind of call this the mountain. I don't really see the Wyckoff people call it much other than this forming the creek, but you need to be cognizant when this thing comes back up, because in the past, we've seen it so many times. There's a really, really good one back here. We've seen it come back up to only like reject. Where's that creek? Hold on. This one's good. This was the last creek that I missed, and I forced myself to figure it out. This is the Bitcoin first time it went to 60, and it came back down to like 20, 29 here, but some of the other charts went down to like 25. Regardless, that's a really Wyckoff chart. No one really called this. Very few people did. I got here. That's where I rainbow theoried it up and said that's bottom based on colors, not on depths. Wyckoff stuff's, it's about colors. It's not about heights perfectly. It doesn't form to a T. Otherwise, we'd all be trillionaires. But this range here is that mountain. And so many people, they drive you down. They bounce you around. They give you some hope. They give you some good colors. It prints a really, really nice top. And then the creek forms. Choose everybody up, right? You have to be really, really careful of that. And this is the 25. This is the 50. That's the 75 where we finally break out, right? You need to be cognizant. The first stage, the second and the third quarter, last 25% quarter. That's kind of how these things play out. And sometimes they take months. Oftentimes they take months. This was May to August, right? And this thing was violent and fast, but it took us from May to August, right? Multi months. But you should see the stages, right? Dash line there, dash line in the middle here, but it's really far right, middle, big fat middle range, and then the top. And that's where we get to this thing. Same here. You see that big mountain that formed here, then a creek pulled. Another kind of mountain, creek pull, rug pull, right? Call it what you want, but it's a glimmer of hope is what I call that damn thing. And I think, and I hope this is the back 25. I hope it's this. And my theory is that's the spring, some retests, and now we're kind of like SOSing where it's just chopping everybody to pieces. Ansem's getting chewed up. It's getting crazy, right? But if that's the case, that's SOS, and we are about to get a new high and go into price discovery. If I'm wrong, this is another secondary test, something like this, and it rolls over, tests again, and then goes up. SOS is an up and out, right? Retest normally, but you get the point. I try to give the where I'm right, where I'm wrong scenario. If this keeps rolling over, we have to be prepared to ride this thing down and retest the support. That's the truth. So how that happens, I don't know, because I really thought this type of news was really, really bullish. Freeing Ross, stockpile crypto reserves, a pro-crypto president. All these things are like, this is the stuff we dreamed of in 2017, right? But we got the stockpile executive order and price pulled back, which is kind of weird. It's not normal. So I'm optimistically bullish. I think this is an SOS. I'm not the super best at SOS's. Surprise. What's up, Nexus? But I think that's where we're at. I think we're either here or here. And I know that's a really bad answer because one of these implies down, but we've been in this range since November to February, or to January, almost February. So we've got months, we've got time. We're somewhere around here. We're either here almost to the third quarter or the last quarter, right? Fourth quarter. That's what we're looking at. That's where I think we're at. And frankly, eyes are on Bitcoin. That's what's sustaining. That's what's pushing forward. You aren't seeing things go ape for steady amounts of time. A lot of stuff's getting skittish right now. A lot of the smaller low cap alts are going mental. And let me zoom in. I don't normally go to these time frames, but like this is the inauguration. Full on Bart. Shout out to the dudes in the Discord Rainbow, or the Discord Rainbow, the Rainbow Trends Discord that called that one. I didn't, but they did. It's Barting, it's reverse Barting, it's going all through stop. And then the news cycle today was this monster. This was nuts. The whales algorithms that were trading news were just going crazy. Boom, 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 boom. This was the tweet saying, hey, something big is coming from the senator at 10 a.m. We find out it's not really cool news. Straight back to here. Oh, we hear rumors that Trump's going to be signing an executive order. Back to the top of the range. Then we get the actual executive order. Back down we go. Like this will drive you insane. Zoom out. Try not to go crazy. We're talking here. These are 5% moves on a $100,000 asset. Just chill. Chill. It's not the time to lose sleep or tons of money over this. It's not. Moving on. Welcome to the show. Pushing back on total hash rate because nobody's looking at hash rate right now on Twitter. Hash rate's still going good. Sideways. Haven't seen a pullback, so not scared there. The miners seem to be continuing on, so we'll keep going with that. What's up, Delph? But as I like to give you guys bullish news and also bearish news, give you both sides of the coin. Vitalik has gone full milady, and it's clearly bullish. It's a subtle read, but it's bullish. In all seriousness, the Ethereum organizations are fighting right now. Later, Sean. Much love. They're fighting right now. And for those on Twitter, if it's blurry or you guys are not seeing the comments, it's because the YouTube is the better stream. So definitely hop on the YouTube there if you want to get better resolution and join the chat. But this is the state of the market. And frankly, Ethereum needs to do Ethereum things really well if we want to have the parabolic crypto bull run. And that's just being honest. That was something Pep was talking about this week, and I thought it was like very, very true. You don't want to be betting on Ethereum's downfall because you need this bad boy to rock and roll if you really want those crazy targets. And that's truthful. You want your Ethereum bros to do well along with your Solana bros. That's just kind of the truth. I still have my big entry here. Wrote it all the way up here and waiting for this. I think we're going to go back up again, but we'll see. Frankly, if Ethereum Foundation keeps fighting and keep having all these issues, I'm just going to cope harder. That's the plan. More cope, and we'll go from there. But currently, I still have a stop loss break even stop loss. I'm numb if you can't tell. I don't care. I either get stopped out or we break this order block and go into price discovery, right? Or go back for the all-time high and then hopefully price discovery. So it is what it is. Back to the news. XRP and Sol CMA futures are pending. This was early in the week. It's actually, I think it was approved, and it's looking like they're going to be trading in March, late February, something like that. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm not crazy about these assets. But if you can't tell, XRP is up. Way up. XRP has hit an all-time high on its way to $5,890, right? No, it's not, but it is up. These dudes were at the inauguration. These guys were at the I don't know if they were at the inauguration, but they were definitely at the crypto ball XRP is donating a ton of money to Trump. Whether or not that's turning into fruitful relationships, I don't know. We'll see. They frankly have been beating up SEC in court, and the SEC regime change has happened as well. It's looking good. They've hit all-time highs. Ethereum hasn't hit all-time highs, but XRP has, and XRP is getting CME futures. Also, Solana is. So we'll take a look at Solana in a second. But before we do, the elephant in the room. Out of nowhere, Trump decided to launch a meme coin the day or so before the inauguration. I don't think anybody saw this coming. I sure didn't. I frankly thought this was a hack. I hesitated. I started setting alerts in the Discord once we figured out this thing was legit. I think it was around $7 at the time, and it proceeded to go to what I believe was $80. We'll check the chart in a minute, but this is you guys wanted a crypto. You wanted a pro crypto president, and you finally got one. And what's he do? Drops a meme coin before he's sworn in as president. You ever seen a president drop a contract address? Because that happened. That happened. So, anywho, he dropped it, and the coin proceeded to go parabolic. Literally, we were in the trenches in the Discord on Deck Screener. I think I set, when I set the alert to say oh guys, I think this is actually real. I think it was $7. So this thing did. You can go check the alerts if you want to timestamp me. Went up 945% on spot. Then he retweeted it at one point. I think it was here. He retweeted it, and it did a second pump, which is just crazy. And he launched this on Solana, which proceeded to absolutely crumble Coinbase's infrastructure. So we're back to the Sol chart. Sol chart, my take. Mally was in the trenches trading at like a fiend. Remember, he's the Sol degen that I'm not. I was willing to go back in once we get above this order block. We're here. I'm still up. But Sol's had some major issues with congestion. As you want to say Sol versus Ethereum. Yes, Sol's fast, Sol's cheap, but it gets congested and starts failing transactions when it's bogged down. Ethereum will keep running, but you're going to pay $75 a transaction. So there's not really a perfect solution here that I've seen so far. Maybe the Milady will help. I don't know. Maybe there's some hidden bull divs in the tech that's coming. Maybe Ethereum 4.0 will save us. I don't know. But maybe they get their act together. It's looking like they realize they need to, which is good, but it's kind of late for that, to be honest. But we're holding here. If you guys want to start talking about pennants, there's your pennant. It's wedging. It's going to break free, right? Let's hope. Let's hope this bad boy goes into price discovery. That's my hope. But just when you thought the coast was clear and we were going to go back to some normalcy, just when you thought, Melania dropped a meme coin, which didn't see this one coming, and the First Lady dropped a contract address on Twitter, and this is a thing. This is a thing now, dropping contract addresses for the president. So, maybe that's where we need to be, because it crushed Solana. I think the average deposit or withdrawal time on Coinbase from Solana was 18 hours. Then it just quit working. I think Dime got caught up in it for days. This is crazy. Itchy on YouTube. My only issue with the entire bullish, I guess, sentiment is what we had all these bullish news and charts retrace or just stays stable generally. That's actually bad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think some of this news should have really pumped price more than it did. That's the truth. I mean, frankly, Ethereum reacted better to the news than Bitcoin did, which is kind of crazy. But back to the trenches, because the Discord has been absolutely on fire with chat, and I apologize, guys. I can't read every message at this point. You guys are killing it. I don't have enough candle data to print all this, but this bad boy went from $0 up to $14. I don't know the contract details. I don't know what the Trump to Melania ratios are in the crypto chain, but that's a thing now. And it's been bleeding, and a lot of people that tried to buy it here on this run up got completely stopped by the Solana congestion. So, shout out Solana devs, you saved me from buying a rug. Now maybe this bad boy pumps, but it went from 1360 down at 80% retrace. So now we can start pulling fibs on Melania. I'm sorry. I had to sneak that in because one of the dudes in the Discord was looking at Fibonacci retracements on Melania, and I thought that was the funniest thing. My fib tool is converted to a martingale. I'm going to move on. Now, we're in the trenches, right? Everyone's trying to make it rich on Dex Screener because there was a lot of people that bought Trump below $1 and watched it go up to $80. It was a lot of money. Whole lot of money. People are in the trenches, and they're looking for the next thing. But let me warn you, trenches are not where you necessarily want to be. This was the Eric Trump Soul token that some of the guys were talking about. And boy, oh boy, was that a rug. Absolutely parabolic. And then bam. Notice we are looking at the 1 second candles. This bad boy went from 1.5 pennies all the way to 0 in a single second. You ever seen an entire retraced rug in 1 second candle? That's it right there. But if you got it while it was getting good, it was fun. Vine also launched a coin. Parabolic up, parabolic down. Went all the way up to 50 cents. Now it's at 17. So we can start pulling fibs and start talking technical chart patterns on the Vine pairs. So we got that going for us. Welcome to 2025. And shout out Kraken. Kraken's on board. They listed Fartcoin, AI16Z, and Griffane. So just loving these trenches. If you guys haven't noticed, there seems to be an uptick in listings with Gary Gensler out and L. Trump getting in the office. It's shout out Gammy Chan. He's been killing the Fartcoin. I refuse to trade it just because the instant I do, I know the hot air is going to stop rising, but some of the dudes in the Discord have been trading the hell out of this coin, and it honestly looks like PopCat back in the day. And they're starting to talk about the machine learning reversion bands for rainbow trends, which is essentially one of the greatest cheat codes ever coded. If it sounds biased, I'm very biased because I wrote it, but there's been some serious rainbow trend trades on this bad boy, and they've been chasing this thing down because it tends to get close to these bands and then eventually pull back, and that's what they've been doing. But the volatility on this thing's been nuts, and now it's going through listings. Those are 270% moves here. This thing rips. Sorry, did not plan that. This thing moves when it wants to. These are 100% moves. It's not like Litecoin doing 3% chop. It's doing triple-digit chops, which is crazy. And now you can actually get it on Coinbase. Or not Coinbase, Kraken. I don't know if Coinbase probably listed it, but they're struggling with Sol as it is. Maybe they're not, but you can see these reversion bands. And if you guys want to take a brief step back into what reversion bands are, it's actual machine learning. A lot of people have tried to make this work, never have. Frankly, I lost a lot of brain cells on this one, but essentially this thing learns every time you push it around. It learns from being pushed around by these lower cap coins, and then it remembers what happened to it in the past and applies it into the future, so it can project, hey, I know where the never been done before territories are, so when we get close to them, I got like a very, very high probability that it reverses. So that's the point of those tools. And you can go check out the Pixa interview. He does a lot of damage with that one. But with that being said, let's check the market. Let's check CoinMarketCap. What's the top thing going on the past 7 days? It's Trump, Radium, which also, whatever, SPX 6900, Solana, Gate token, which I actually don't know anything about Gate token. I've never heard it. It's a top 60 coin apparently. Bitfinex, Gate.io. Oh, okay, it's probably theirs. Huboy, Hellbank, XT.com. I've never heard of XT.com. I don't see any North American exchanges trading this thing. Pinex, change now. Yeah. Never messed with it. Never heard of it. Let me check SPX 6900. I have heard about this one a lot, mainly because I watched what's his name. Oh, I forgot his name. The meme coin dude. Uniswap, Bybit. Oh, so we do have it on Kraken. Shout out Jesse. It's not the current CEO, but it's the CEO on my heart. Mexi's got it. And then OKB, KuCoin token, and Link. Actually, Link was that dude was at the the crypto ball. So maybe. Link's done really, really well. Besides Solana, like we want to talk about like stages of the cycle, Link did really, really good back in the day. Solana was the outlier because it ran before Bitcoin and it ran before Ethereum. Link was the other one. Link ran after that and did really well. It didn't go full parabolic like Sol did, but it did really, really well. Link is very consistent with the rainbows as well as the reversion bands and pivots. It's one of the easier ones to trade. So I may actually start paying more attention to that one, to be honest with you guys. But anyway, I'm going to cut this one a little short. And I'm going to go head to the Discord. Thanks for all that came out. Please hit like, comment, subscribe, all that type of jazz. Wake up these algorithms on YouTube. But I'm going to go fire up the Discord. If you guys ever curious what the Discord link is, it's up here on the main website, that top banner. You just click that and it'll take you to the long Discord link and automatically throw you in there. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. If you have any questions, go hit us up in the Discord. We're going to go do open mic now. But anyway, much love. Talk to you guys.